Carnage Park. So Carnage Park is this really strange action, horror, thriller, crime movie that came out earlier this year, this July, and it stars Ashley Bell and Pat Deely as, the main characters. The movie starts off with this old Western type theme that kind of resembles Quentin Tarantino's work, and I figured, okay, this might be a Quentin Tarantino-esque movie, and it kind of is, but then it's kind of not. It's its own thing. It has that Western feel to it. It even takes place in California, but in the 70s. And the movie starts off with these two bad guys or criminals who just robbed the bank, and things didn't go well. And now they also kidnapped this lady, Ashley Bell, who plays Vivian. Vivian is actually the main character throughout this movie. I honestly thought that these other two bad guys were going to be major characters, but, there's a little bit more to it than that. And, there's a bunch of hijinks and calamity and madness going on and on and on, so she has to try to survive. Meanwhile, you have this weird psycho sniper played by Pat Deely, and he just lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and he's just guarding his land, or God's country as he calls it. And he's basically a sniper who protects his land from anybody, and is also a murderer, and a creep, and a fucking weirdo. Okay, what I liked about this movie is the horror feel to it. It has the Hills Have Eyes kind of feel towards it, in my opinion, and the Quentin Tarantino type of music and nods. I also like the characters rather. Ashley Bell is just a typical person who just got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now she's on her own, much like any other survival horror movie where she has to try and figure everything out. Pat Deely is the other interesting character who's this redneck sniper weirdo who's just doing all these bad things, and you finally learn the truth later on in the film. It made for an interesting dynamic as the two are interacting every now and then throughout the film. What I didn't like about the film is a couple things. First and foremost, the color scheme is kind of annoying. It's like a really dusty brown tannish color throughout most of the movie. Granted, it's California and it's out in the desert in the middle of the day, so of course it's going to be dusty and tan and bright and stuff, but that was how it was for most of the film. It didn't have much color, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit. There's also the fact that a lot of scenes, there's some music building up towards certain things in scenes where you see when you're expecting this big revelation or something scary, and nothing happens. It's just kind of like the music builds, and you don't see anything, or it cuts to another scene, and it happens a couple times throughout the middle of the movie, but nothing happens, and it's kind of annoying to me. There's also the ending, or the last third of the movie, and honestly, that's another problem. It's kind of the opposite of my first problem with it being bright and dusty. There, it's pretty dark, and for no reason. Okay, not no reason. I mean, given the situation, it should be dark, but it's too dark that you can't even see anything, even when you're supposed to see anything. Kind of like Alien vs. Predator or Requiem, where they filmed it in the dark because they just couldn't afford lights or whatever, and it's hard to tell what's going on. Overall, is the film any good? I'm gonna say, kinda. Don't get me wrong. I definitely like horror and some action and some thriller. I definitely like that. I definitely like the gore. I definitely like the mystery. I definitely thought Pat Deely as a psychopathic sniper or killer was interesting. But at the same time, the lighting, the lack of lighting, the random cuts from points, and other dynamics kind of annoyed me a little bit. So for that reason, I'm definitely going to say this movie gets a bronze ribbon rating. That's not to say I didn't hate the movie. I didn't like the movie. I did like it for the most part, but it just had some things that annoyed me. I was entertained, but I could do without them. I found myself looking away a couple of times because I thought nothing was going to happen. Okay, so Carnage Park, have you seen it? What did you think? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What's your favorite horror, crime, thriller type of film? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at AstroidMike. Don't forget to check out my blog. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see here and you want to see more. Click on the link below or on the next slide. And as always, I will see you around. So until next video, this is me saying, peace out.